I consider this as an act of war, to be honest. And here is the thing: this should be a very good opportunity to explain that that northern Nigeria is not a monolith. Northern Nigeria is not just made up of Hausa people or Fulani people. There are at least over 200 tribes inside here. And these kinds of conversations point to what we call colonialism in present day that other tribes in northern Nigeria have had to go through. Because if you go to my village, our people do not want to have anything to do with a blockade. So how do you lord over the rest of us and want to speak on behalf of us and say, oh, the entire north is not sending food to the south? No, you have included Benue, Nasrawa, Bauchi, all of these places with all the tribes which you do not mention in the northern conversation inside this blockade, and these are the tribes that produce most of the food. So why are you saying you are going to speak for us? And if you do not intend to use violence for this, how do you intend to stop the Southern Kaduna man, the Plateau man, or the Benue man from sending his food down to the south? The last time we had a conversation in Nigeria about depriving the southern part of the country, the southeast to be precise at the time, of food was the Civil War. And every time people are pointing out.
So guys, from the video, you see that it is always good for people like this to come out and be speaking, because people from the southern part of the country don't even know the difference. All of you are just this thing. The only difference that most people from the southern part of the country know is maybe middle belt, but every other they just categorize them. It's Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani. They themselves that we are always saying, but they themselves, the other tribes too, they are not even happy with what is happening. You see what the kind of politics that they are trying to play. And Nnamdi Kanu said it, that our Fulani man does not produce food. It is only cattle, and the cattle or the cows that is rearing, they can stay for as long as he wants to discharge them. But those who are involved in the reproduction of food, the agriculture, in agriculture, you are not depriving them. They are not even interested in what you are doing. And before you know it, Fani Kayode and what is this man's name? The governor of Kogi State, they quickly went as if they want to mediate, as if the Southerners are not even interested in any of those this thing. So they are the ones losing very well, because definitely the Southerners, they have gotten it all to the peak and they are ready for anything. It's just going to take maybe 2 weeks before they will begin to find out solutions, and they will get it. It's a deliberate act with these people. So if the Southerners cannot just get it, of course, a lot of people now know the kind of games that these people are playing. Now you are depriving other people. Those people said, we are not part of this whole thing. Let us go and sell our goods, because it's going to affect them the more. They are the ones that will lose on both sides. The highest is that the Southerners will buy expensively with the little or whatever they want to buy until they get it right. Definitely, they will definitely get it right. But the ones who have toiled, who have labored, who have suffered to bring out their goods to spend money, at the end of the day, everything will be wasted. They won't see money to do anything. So they are going to lose on both sides. So the idea of this Fulani want to usurp the power of you just to dominate everybody, and that is exactly what they are doing. If you listen, definitely we are going to be bringing what Sam Otom said, the governor of Benue State, and it is evident they've been making so much statements that they want to take over everywhere, they want to be in charge, they want to do this, they want to do that, and that is why you see that most of the atrocities that these Fulani are committing, the government is not saying anything about it. The security agents are not doing anything about it. They are not arresting them. But now, the so-called Fulani or the Hausa, because even the Hausa self, they will tell you that they are not part of it. They are not changing the narratives. They are talking about NSAS. NSAS that does not concern you. NSAS was about police brutality. All of a sudden, they took it upon themselves. Now, Lagosians and those people who are affected, especially the southern part of the country, that are affected by this NSAS, they have not even come out. The government is telling us that nothing of such happened, that people they didn't kill anybody, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Now you are agreeing to pay them 4.7 billion naira. Now they quickly rush to make it seem as if, the southerners are the ones looking, they are the one being affected with this food blockage. Who cares? People, 90% or 95% of the people are saying, you can go to wherever you want to go with your food. We don't care. But see these people from the northern part of the country that every now and then people always talk about Hausa Fulani. But over how many? 200, what is it called? 200 tribes. And you want to speak on their behalf. That is what this activist is saying, that it can never happen. They will never agree to that. It's very, very unfortunate. That's a good one. It's just so pathetic that we have found ourselves in this whole thing. Yes, a human rights activist and one-time aspirant for Kaduna State House of Assembly, Jema constituency, called Ndi Kato, while speaking to popular television networks Africa Independent Television (AIT), discussed the food blockade by the North to other regions of the country and listed out a number of vital points. According to her, there are at least 200 tribes in the North, and it should not be considered as a monolith because one tribe, referring to the Fulanis, does not control the rest who are not part of the food blockade. And they are crying out that the Southerners are the ones who are being affected. The people are not part of it. They say they don't want it. They don't want it. The last time Nigeria had talks about food blockage was during the Civil War. She also called out ÇR1, saying that the group cannot be allowed to constant stir the waters of war and treat it with kid gloves, while they are actively trying to starve 3 regions in the country of food. Ndi Kato said it is genocidal, and went on to ask why the government is playing with it. Going further, Ndi Kato wrote via a thread that was made on Twitter that Hausa farmers are passing through the worst time possible with their villages facing constant attacks from armed Fulani militia. They are saying the same thing, and they will want you not to paint it the way it is. So she also wrote that these Hausa farmers are growing increasingly poor under the circumstances, needing to sell off their goods in order to survive. She alleged as she raised a fourth point, saying that Nigeria needs to have an honest conversation on why we are where we are at the moment. She stated further that there is no monopoly of violence, and if we are speaking of justice and compensation, then the affected groups need to join the line because this is the reality for many Nigerian tribes and they know why. The activist, while concluding her thread, wrote that it is criminally insincere for certain groups in the North to continue to shout "One Nigeria" while they themselves are engaging in actions that show that they have no interest in such unity. That is what I have said. I've been saying it. She also accused the current Nigerian government of being very northern, saying that cannot antagonize the South for their failure. Speaking via one of the videos she uploaded, Ndi Kato also asked how the popular Islamic terrorist group Boko Haram gets food, fuel and all the things they need. She blamed the North for refusing to address the issues that have led to the countries to this point, saying that no talks were held on blockade of food to terrorists or fuel or anything, not even an attempt. She also said that no conversation is even held around radical ideologies which run freely in the northern region and ends up breeding hate and translate to violence. Of course, we heard all that she said. The same thing everybody is saying, but these people, they will meet up with their this thing. Who will talk when the president is mouthless? It's people that talk for him, and our National Assembly do not know the meaning of impeachment. Correct talk. Thanks a lot for saying the truth. God bless you, Ndi. Well, true words. May God bless you and your generation. So, guys, let's hear your opinion on this.